riding with the Red Bull Junior. Lovely high downforce car. Hopefully have a good race here. Bunch of guys in a pack together. Currently on qualifying, everyone's just starting their first flying lap. If you are watching, tell us how your race went. If you want to join the chat, I've got a party open. Trivs, anyone you haven't. Just a little bit of silence quickly while I'm busy sharing the link on our pages. While we've got you here, we've got all 15 drivers in the pool tonight. It's great to see. We have last week's winner, Levi. We have Gran, Fis, Supermanny, SMP3 Pro, Yasteel, Hollywood, The Stig, which is Alan Stignator, Ghost Killer Pace, RBS, OJ, DS, Chris, Callum Pace, Josh, and SBR Ruin. So let us know who you're backing tonight. We'll see how your favourite does. Front runners coming through, they're about to complete their first lap. There's just enough time for 2 laps, and then a tyre change if needed or wanted. See, we had one reply there, but disappeared a bit too quickly off my screen to see who it was. Mr. Branavane coming through. I did see 42s earlier. Let's see if anyone does a 41 here. So 43.4, 42.3 by Levi. Fis, 43.8. I'm not sure if he had a penalty on that lap, maybe. Is anyone? Hollywood 43. It's very close. Levi's got a little bit of a gap here on the pack. He did say this is one of his top 3 favourite cars. And after his dominant win last week, that doesn't bode well for the rest of the pack. But let's see how it goes. My Pool 2 race was a disaster. We tried a 2-stopper with a couple of other guys, and I felt like I was on mediums the whole race, 2 seconds off my practice pace, but managed to stay in the pool in last place thanks to a disconnect, so not going to complain there. The Sadiq 142s are flying. Let's see, second and final flying laps. Levi's not going to improve, he's just gone farming. Callum Pace in his McLaren livery, currently P2, 7 tenths down on a 43.0. He's got Chris in front of him. If he's on a slow lap, hopefully he moves out of his way. Might also just give enough of the toe down the back straight. We'll have to wait and see. I have no idea what my PlayStation's doing. Please tell me if you can hear that background noise, background music, because I've got it turned off, but suddenly it's playing. I'm just trying to work out why. So Levi doesn't improve with his off. Let's just see next on track. Fis improves to 43.11. 1. Hollywood doesn't improve. See what Kalen does. Kalen's either been held up by Chris or got a really good toe. Kalen does a 42.6. Fis goes up 43.1. Short Fist at the same time as Branavane. Ghost Killer Pace 43.2. OJ got a penalty, so this lap's not going to count. S&P's a little bit slower than normal. Just running through the pack here. I think most of these guys aren't going to do it. I'm going to quickly try and sort out this music. my PlayStation's doing some weird things tonight. First of all, the car in the race was totally different to practice, and then suddenly I had background music during qualifying. But it looks like we have Kalen, I think, in second. Levi's obviously just left to go to the pits. We are in 7 minutes. Race should be starting. There we go. Pool 1 about to start. We've got Levi, Kalen, Chris in third place. Ruan, Fus, Ghost Killer, Hollywood, OJ, Branovan, S&P, Steele, Manny, Stignator, RBS, and Josh Quas. SA, AS. Let's see. Okay, so we got standing start. It's a good start by Levi and Kalen. They've got a little bit of a jump on the pack there. All on racing softs. First driver on racing mediums, then Ruan. Let's see what happens into turn 1 here. Kalen looks like he's challenging but stays second behind Levi. Fist has gone up to third on his medium tyres, which will be good for the front too if he holds the guys up for a little bit behind. Chris and Ruan fighting over fifth at the moment. This is always a tricky corner further back. Let's see what happens. Everyone getting through fairly safely. RBS and Manny. So Manny looks like he's lagging a little bit there. RBS and Manny still side by side, a little bit of lag bumping. Everyone makes it through the first couple tricky corners, especially turn 1, 4 and 5. Trivs or Ravanti, any of you guys, Pumpkin Patch, if you want to come join me on the chat, come say hello. Tell us, we need a co-commentator. I'm sure everyone doesn't want to listen to me the whole night by itself. To the front we've got Levi with Kalen chasing in hot pursuit. Fist on the mediums in third. Great start by him. That's going. Fist in the Batmobile. In the distance, the front two having a little bit of a gap, 2.5 seconds between Kalen and Fus. That's your soft to medium running. SBR Ruan looking for a way. He was in 5th, he's got past Chris, he's looking on the back of Fus. Ruan is also running medium, so really good pace from him at the moment. Chris on the soft, Ghost Killer mediums, S&P soft, Hollywood medium, Manny soft, RBS medium, no flashing. Ken? Who's flashing who? Stignator running softs. He must have had a nudge or something at the start there because he was a bit higher. Currently 12th. We've got a nice battle with OJ, Stignator, Branovan all the way down in 10th now. I don't know what happened to him because he had a good lap time. I think maybe he didn't enter in time, or maybe that thought he had a better lap time than that. But we've got a nice pack there. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all in the line. Josh in 14th, he's still picking up a penalty. Currently in 15th, that's going to drop him 2 seconds back. But we know Yastil's the king of strategy, so we'll see what he pulls on us later. Out front, it's currently Levi 1.8 seconds ahead of Kalen. We'll just watch him come through this fast last turn. Floats right with the track limits on the edge there. So Kalen 1.9 behind. They are then 4.7 ahead of Ron, who's in third now on the mediums. 144.8, great, good pace on the medium tyre. Kalen and Levi on the 42s. You can see Chris on his softs making a move on Fus. I don't know if Fus knows that Ron's on mediums. He's probably thinking they both were on softs that went past him. Got 12 of you watching. Just say how's it. Let me know who your podium's going to be. Maybe S&P making a move on Ghost Killer. S&P on the softs, Ghost Killer on mediums. Bit of a battle here, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th now. Bit of a train. They're all sorting out into their tyre compounds at the moment. And we've got Mr. Pumpkin Patch joining me, the winner of the Pool 2 two-stop strategy race. Welcome, welcome. That didn't go to plan for us. What do you think these guys are going to do? Two stoppers? You think anyone will do a nose? You think anyone will go for a no stopper? I thought it was an option when I was doing the settings, but then when I practiced I was about 3 seconds quicker on the, or 2.5 seconds quicker on the softs and mediums. But if you look at the pace, if you can run 2 seconds slower for half the race and not stop, that's 30 seconds, might work. You'd have to... Yeah. And then what happened? Pumpkin can't be heard according to Kendall. Sharing options quickly there. So while you do that, we're watching OJ, RBS and Stignator go 3 abreast into turn 1. OJ and Stignator still fighting on the exit. RBS has just settled in behind to watch. RBS on mediums, Stignator on softs and OJ on softs. So smart by RBS there not to lose time on the mediums, just pulling behind rather. Don't battle. You're on your slower tire, so you just want to stick in the slipstream of these faster guys as long as you can. I'm sure, I thought Stignator was on mediums at the start, but weird things are happening tonight. Let's see, so a bunch here. So just to give you all a heads up, it's 2.7 the lead at the front now. Levi from Kalen, both on soft. Then SBR Ruan's on mediums. He's 7 seconds behind the front two at the moment. He's right at, he's got Chris 3/10 behind him, who's on softs. Then S&P on softs as well, 2 seconds back. Fis has now dropped on mediums to 6th place, 14 seconds off the lead. His medium pace is about the same as mine was. Supermanny half a second further back. He's on softs right on the back of Fis now. Ghost Killer on mediums, 16 seconds off the lead currently. Hollywood mediums, P9, Brunavane mediums. Then we've got the OJ Stignator battle, they're on softs. RBS mediums, Josh on softs, and still on medium. But that, like, on your main menu, your PlayStation main menu, I think there's or check in party settings as well. But I think it's actually on when you go to your PlayStation settings, there's a option for sound, and then it says broadcast volume, broadcast voice. Anyway, we've got Levi sitting in the 42s at the moment, his first few laps. Now Kendall says you're still on mediums, won't pit. I don't know if it's going to work. I actually suggested it to him earlier because he's the king of fuel saving and doing the unusual strategy, but then we were practicing in the end he was doing 46s, so I thought he had probably been that strategy. Who knows, we'll see. Kalen now almost 9 seconds ahead of Chris, who's ahead of Ron now, the soft medium soft runners. S&P also on softs, currently in 5th, so he is the 4th place soft runner. Ron's doing a great job at the moment. 13 seconds off the lead on mediums after 5 laps. So he's flying along 44.2, 44.1. He's just under 45 now, but his first 3 flying laps are all 44s. He's got S&P looking up his inside. This is another soft runner going past, so he's still the leading medium runner. We've got 4 guys on soft at the front. Then Manny is the next soft in 6, and 5th Ghost Killer, Hollywood, OJ on softs.
Okay, found it.
Yeah, guys, tell us when you can hear Pumpkin. Because while we watching this mid-pack battle, shout out to the sponsors: TGN Track Art, TGN Racing Simulators, Track Art. There's we're actually on the pace cars, just trying to find someone who's got the new sponsors on their car.
I think liveries was a second option. I think everybody jumped into pools and started to practice.
Correct. So we've got Fluffy in the chat. Well done on your pool 1 race, Fluffs.
I think optimal, looking back at it, would be 7 laps on mediums and the rest on 11 laps on... No? How many laps?
17 on hints.
17 on softs, yeah.
16, 17. We're just going through the liveries quickly. So here we go. Here we got one Branavan on his back wheel arch. He's got right recruitment. That is DC Gaming's mom. So I've got a whole list of things to read there, which I'll get to shortly, but we can see on the back wing, Rhino Utilities, they in Sanin, all your solar and electrical, household electrical, I'm assuming, electrician. We've also got Mayfair Gearbox sponsoring us this season, and who was the one I'm missing? Ford and Cherry Parabora. Yeah, we've got Fist pitting on his mediums already, lap 6. So I don't know if he's going to switch to a 2-stop or if he's going to be one of the guys that go all the way from there.
I think he should be able to make it all the way from here.
Yeah, he's just really going to have to look over those tyres. Levi's now 5.4 ahead of Kalen. Kalen 9 seconds ahead of Chris. S&P within a second of Chris now. S&P didn't have a great pace on the first couple laps, but he's in the 42s. He must have had something. S&P, sorry, he's in the 43s. Chris is in the 44s with the odd 43. Ruan still in the mediums. 17 seconds off the lead in 5th. It's only 2 seconds behind the podium battle though. S&P's currently having a look at Chris, who's got a half-second penalty.
I was actually quite surprised about the DTA. It didn't affect the cars that much.
It wasn't too bad, but
the slip wasn't that strong either.
Yeah.
The penalty is definitely going to cost Chris on this lap.
Still a good performance. He's quite far ahead of a lot of the other soft guys on track. I think Chris plays in VR, so maybe he enjoys the open wheelers a little bit more.
Oh yeah, that could be.
Stignator now up to 8th place. Still doing 44s on softs. I think we've had a couple guys further back, possibly pitting. I see.
I think he might be managing his pace to get the 16 or 17 laps out of them.
Josh, RBS and Hollywood in a little bit of a battle here, 10th, 11th and 12th. Then Branavan's big chunk of time back. Yastiel and Fist, they've all pitted, I think, off the mediums. So they're all on softs, RBS and Hollywood on mediums. Called a puff of dust there. I think someone just clipped the curb. I thought they went off. So we've got Hollywood in a Cav Ferrari, it looks like.
It looks like he's been in the wars.
Yeah. Signator's got Toyota racing stripes at the back there. Manny in the Pace livery. Ghost Killer. Obviously, Kalen is running the McLaren. I'm impressed with Ruan's consistency. 44, 44, 45, 5, 4, 4 again. in that on mediums. He's running the
So
same.
that's decent. That's very decent.
Chris into 45s last time around on softs. S&P got past him. He's now third, still in the 44s and 3s. Kalen did a 43 last time around. He's now 7 seconds behind Levi. He's still in the 42s. Did a 42.2 on lap 6. I think we're going to have to inspect these cars or those purple liveries. Maybe he's got extra rotation on his sim wheel at home or something.
No, that's absolutely flying.
50 horsepower twitch boost. But then Kalen should also have it. Here we go, JP saying Ruan comes from F1, he likes the high downforce cars.
Yeah, because this is something that you really need to do some trail braking on, and a lot of coasting.
Let's ride on board with Ruan a little bit.
I'm quite impressed by Chris. He's one of the newcomers this season. I think he started off in pool 4, pool 5. Probably just had a terrible seating, but he's really quick.
I think he might have been 3 or he was definitely with me in the race 2 in the Nürburgring. We had a couple battles in the wet, and then I somehow made it to 1 and then dropped back. But he might have been in 3 on the first race, so yeah. Okay, so just trying to find a battle at the moment. It's quite spread out with the different strategies in force.
Yeah, I was actually, my strategy was banking on the guys fighting a bit more and losing a lot of time, which didn't happen.
Yeah, and the tire drop off on the pace on mediums actually got quicker, didn't drop off. I think as they got a bit of heat in, and then when the fuel came down, the sad part is we have to race whoever drops out here next week is in pool 2 with us. Levi's still in the 42s every lap. Kalen 43.0 last time around, 7.3 back. Chris is now 20 seconds off the lead. A pit stop with fuel was about 35 seconds, 30 seconds I think.
I think just the tire change was 32, so with fuel probably about 36. Yes.
Yeah, but that 30, it was, you're right, 31 without, but that was total time. So your car that's on track also has 5-6 seconds to go down that section of the straight.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
I know I lost 24 seconds to a car in the first pit stop, and then spun and sat at the back after that. But that first pit stop I didn't fuel, the second one I had to put some fuel in. Just watching here. Yeah, Fluffy saying he's soft, he did his fastest lap on 10 out of 14. Looked like a nice battle there with Fluffy, and which was it Richard, I can't remember. So we'll have those two hooligans back in pool 1 next week.
Yeah, no, look, Fluffy was killing it tonight. He was way too quick for us.
We can actually see Chris has got back ahead of S&P. I'm not sure if S&P had a penalty, but he did a 46 last time around, dropped 3 seconds off his previous lap. He's got Ruan right behind him. Ruan still in the 44s. Chris in the 44s.
But it's actually good that Ruan is staying with him on the mediums.
Yeah. Well, Ruan is 24 seconds off the lead on the 11th lap, so let's say 10 laps. So 2.4 seconds slower than Levi on average per lap on mediums versus softs. It's not bad at all, especially when that's averaging, he's doing like average 44.6, 44.5. Yeah, Fluffy saying Richard came from 11th to 2nd. I was quite happy. Where did I qualify? 3rd or 5th or something? Can't even remember.
Third. Yeah. I got you on the start though.
Yeah, I messed up my both flying laps. I should have been half a second quicker, but I saw most of the guys were a little bit slow in our pool, and then on the start I was going to just drop it, but then I remembered I was on mediums and I hadn't done any practice starts, so I didn't rev limit it when I dropped out. That cost me a little bit on the first tense here. Ruan's coming in. He's had enough of those medium tyres. End of lap 11. So he's going to do 13 laps on softs. I might have gone in a lap or two earlier, looking at the way these guys are doing, but
I think he might be on for a podium.
Definitely, because the two guys that were just ahead of him, they got to run medium still. And see, in Superman he was also softs next. Okay, I think all the medium guys have gone in. Hollywood is currently 9th on mediums, but he's so let's see. Let's go to. So Levi got a half-second penalty, so he's finally going to drop out of the 42s. 7.8 seconds out of Kalen. It's going to drop to about 6.8. I think he'll probably push another 2 laps still. Kalen's also...
he might do, yeah, if I look at his time, maybe another 2 or 3 laps for Levi.
Yeah, same Kalen, maybe even one more than...
He might be, yeah, maybe one more.
Chris is 23 seconds back from the lead, 15 behind Kalen. S&P within a second of him. Then with Ron pitting, we've got Manny 6, Stignator soft runners. Sorry, Manny 1st, Stignator 6, OJ 7th, Josh 8th, Hollywood in 9th, about to serve his penalty on mediums.
Luckily the penalties don't cost you that much.
Yeah, half a second, it's about 8/10 by the time you serve it. I think it was, I only got one on the last lap. I wasn't paying attention, probably from about lap 10 though. So Ruan's currently 54 seconds behind the lead. Let's see where he pops out once. He's got about 7 seconds to RBS Racing, who's on mediums. Superman on the soft coming in.
RBS hasn't pitted yet, eh?
No. Now, I think everyone in front of Ron hasn't pitted, so top 9 at the moment. Superman, he pits, he is about 6 seconds behind Ron. He comes out about 6, but he's losing pace down the straight, so he obviously the undercut for about a second quicker now, but he's had to go to mediums. So I don't see many might be quick on mediums, who knows, maybe we're getting one of those glitches where, like last week or the week before, where it says mediums and it's actually softs.
It feels like softs, yes.
We could be watching the totally wrong tyres, but I don't think so. So Josh doing well on his softs. He's got Hollywood behind him on mediums, both still to pit. Obviously Josh will have to go into mediums and Hollywood onto softs. OJ on softs, Stignator on softs. Stignator's still got quite a bit of fuel and his tyres aren't bad. I expect him to go a fair bit longer still. He's doing his usual Stignator things. So he's looking after his tyres and doing a really long stint. S&P has got fuel. What do we know? Lap 13 completed. Chris still has quite a bit of tyre left and enough fuel for another few laps.
Doesn't look like anybody is saving for a no stop.
No, I thought Steele might, but then he pitted off those mediums. So Levi did one lap that was a 43.9 with his half a second penalty, and he's back in the 42s. Callan's in the 44s now, just 10 seconds behind, but 15 ahead of Chris. S&P just keeping that 1 second gap to Chris. They both have to go into the mediums. S&P is doing quite well. He started fairly far back, or not fairly far back, but he had to overtake quite a few people. Stignator 5th place. Who's going to be next to pit, do you think? Let's go look behind Ron. Manny's on fresh mediums. Ghost Killer on fresh softs. He pitted on lap 10. Brunavane, fresh softs, dual to the end, so these guys will all jump forward. Yeah, Steele's pitted on lap 7. He's still got half a tank of petrol, so he's good to the end. Fifth, same, got enough fuel. His tyres are looking a little bit tired though, but he also did quite an early stop on those mediums. He was just dropping back. He stopped on lap 6, so he's got to do 18 laps.
Think, the end of the race is going to be a bit tough for him on those tyres.
He's done 8 laps already on them, so I'm sure he can squeeze out another 10. Who we got here? Levi currently got his fuel light flashing, so he's probably going to be in on this lap 15. Kalen, same. Chris, I'd also
Levi's
expect
doing a 43.5 with almost 0 front left tyre left.
Yeah.
And that's faster than what I managed as a fastest lap.
Yeah, no. Ridiculous pace in pool 1, especially by Levi, but also Kalen 43.5 last time around as well.
That's very quick.
Chris 44.2. S&P 43.9.
If I work it out in my head, it might be close between Stiganator and Ruan for P3.
35. 20 seconds. Now Ruan's going to be way ahead of Stignator, I think. Or, yeah, you're right. The one thing we've got to see how long Stignator still stays out, because he's not even flashing on fuel yet. But we'll see how that goes. Did he pass OJ, or OJ has caught him half a second on the last lap? Both still have to pit. I think Ruan's going to jump all the way up to 3rd. He'll probably be 5th, but then he'll catch 3rd and 4th. So we've got Levi pitting, 4% fuel. He's on soft, so he'll be going to medium. Same with Kalen. Kalen goes through for one more. Okay. So Kalen did a 44.1 last time around. I'm sure they both probably do that on medium, so it might have just been worth pitting. But you do tend to want to run on softs as long as possible.
Yes, so we're not running DC in pool 1 and pool 2.
Yeah, from Mr. Mayor in the comments. So Chris has got a half-second penalty. He's only just ahead of S&P, who goes through both of them. We're talking about.
I feel like every time you look at him, he's got a 0.5 second penalty. It's your commentator's curse again.
So even after his pit stop, Levi's only 3 seconds behind that battle for second. 20 seconds behind Kalen. We've got OJ, Josh pitting now.
Okay, Stiganator is still staying out.
Yeah. We've got GT Works saying let's go Stignator. So it's this extremely exciting point of the race. I'm quickly going to tell you that Right Recruitment are nationwide recruitment specialists for big companies or small. They source responsible, reliable, competent employees that will meet your specific requirements and take the hassle out of recruiting on your behalf. DC, you gave me a lot to read here, bro. The services that they offer are end-to-end recruitment, background checks, referrals and credit, referral, criminal and credit. They can also arrange pre-entry and exit medicals for your new employees. Don't take drugs bad and okay. Right Recruitment also offer professionally drafted new CVs that meet international standards. Furthermore, they also offer interview preparation where they coach you on how to successfully ace an interview. For the month of April, they're offering a reduced rates for new businesses signing up with them. Contact Ursula on 072-0605. Sorry, 072-0605-86 or visit their Facebook page. And then he asked me, is this okay? I can shorten it. I should have got him to shorten it. That was quite long, but shout out to Right Recruitment, because I do believe DC Gaming said there was a 500 Rand voucher from them for this race. We've got Chris and S&P and Stignator all coming in the pits now. They've all gone. So Ruan, as we suspected, is now up to 3rd place with his couple laps flying on those soft tyres. He's jumped S&P and Chris, now 4 seconds ahead of them, where he was about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds behind. And he's on the better.
So he's got almost a 4 second gap with a better tyre.
Yeah, he's only 12 seconds behind Kalen, but he's got what, 8 laps still to go. I don't know if he'll do 12 seconds, but that podium's looking pretty solid at the moment. S&P's now on mediums, Chris is on mediums, Ghost Killer 6 seconds behind them, but he's on softs. And OJ's on mediums with Stignator, they 7th and 8th. Superman, he's been a bit off form tonight. I'm surprised. He's normally one of those people that are very quick when you have a high downforce car with soft tyres. Also, the point of me starting with 60% fuel instead of just having 100% and slightly higher fuel for this race was I wanted the cars lighter so they actually felt better. Normally I'll do it and it makes you pit early, but this was just playing around a little bit with something different. Brunavane also not at his usual place, down in 10th. Yastiel's up to 11th now. Yastiel on softs, Brunavane on softs. Hollywood on fresh softs, not too far behind them. In the relegation spot of 12th, Fist 12th, 13th, RBS 14th, and Josh in 15th. So if they can all speed up, we don't want anyone coming 12th, 13th, and 14th. They can all stay in pool 1 because I don't want to race them next week. We've got Levi 43-1 on his mediums last time around. He's 12.
That's pretty quick on the mediums.
Let's get out of town quick. Kalen 12 seconds behind him, 11 ahead of Ruan. Ruan's already put in another 1.5 seconds on Chris there. And S&P gaps up to 4.5, 5.4. S&P 4th place, solid drive from S&P. We've seen him at front of races like this as well. So good to have him back after a couple seasons.
I think that might be a battle brewing between Chris and S&P.
Well, they were battling the whole race, but with Chris just ahead, and then he got that 1 second penalty, so they've been tied together since about lap 5. Who's behind them? Ghost Killer's got the gap down from 6 to 4.6. So what do you reckon? Ghost Killer for 4th place here? Or is he going to run out of time? 6 laps to go.
I think he's going to run out of time.
So he's doing mid 43s. The other guys are... Okay, they put it last lap. We'll see what they're doing, but I think they'll be in the 44, 45s. Just looking at the time, what's the name's taken out of them so far. 44.5 for S&P, 44.5 for Chris, and 44.0 for Ghost Killer. So 1.5 quicker, gaps down to 4.6. So 6 laps to go, should be with them in 3 laps. If his tyres don't start dropping off. Ron's opened up another second in the lead. He's taken 1.5 out of Kalen last time around. Kalen doing a 44.1. Sorry, 9/10s, not 1.5. 1.5 since he pitted. Let's go. 4th and 5th place battle. It's going to be a 3-way just now. It's probably our closest on track. We've got OJ Ghost Killer 6, OJ 7th. 2 seconds to Brunavane, Stignator 1.2 ahead, 1 second ahead of Manny. Manny's got a battle with Yastiel right behind him. Manny on mediums, Yastiel on softs. So Yastiel's early race strategy coming through now. He was dead last, but there he goes up to 10th, and he's only just behind Stignator on mediums. Brunavane also coming back up to 8th now on softs. He's got
like team orders this time.
2 seconds to OJ, so I can see Brunavane getting up into 7th, and we are still maybe into 8th. But let's see how that shapes up. We've got to catching's one thing, passing's another, according to Murray Walker.
It is actually quite difficult to pass a car, even if you are on the better tyre.
Well, we're on the same tyres, and I let you up the inside because I was struggling with grip, and I thought I could just follow you and get towed along, but that didn't last long. I think it was about 4 corners I had a slide, and then you're a second ahead and there's no tow. Stignator there, 9th place. You're still 1.4 back. Manny's just been passed, 8/10ths behind him. Hollywood's currently in 12th on soft, so he might catch many, or he'll want to catch many because he won't want to be in Pool 2 next week. First 5 seconds back on very tired soft tyres. RBS just behind him on fresh softs, and Josh on brand new mediums. Ruan's still catching Kalen, but not very quickly. 44.3, 43.4, so 9/10. With only 4.5 laps left, I don't think he's going to make up 10 seconds, but never know. Ruan's now 8.5 seconds ahead of S&P. S&P is 1.8 ahead of Chris. Ghost Killer's got that gap down to 1.7 now to Chris, so he's catching quickly. Still a good race from Chris, whether he ends up 4th, 5th or 6th. Currently in 5th, but you see Brunavane catching OJ 1 second. Stignator with Yastil right behind him. So opened a bit of a gap on Manny, and there's Hollywood a little bit back.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice battle between Yastil and Stignator.
Currently Hollywood, Fiss, RBS and Josh in the relegation spots. I think Manny's at risk here with Hollywood possibly catching him. Both those guys were very quick, often at the front of Pool 1. So I think we're going to change Pool 2 to Pool 1.5.
Yes, it feels like Pool 1B.
Point
Too many quick cooks.
0.4 of that is me. Otherwise it would just be Pool 1.1. I'll drag the average down. Let's see, so yeah, still within a second of Stignator now. His tyres are getting pretty old now. Might just cost him. Seems to have stabilised at the same sort of pace as those two. Brunavane within half a second of OJ. Let's see where Ghost Killer's within half a second of Chris now in the soft versus medium battle. And S&P's only 1.4 ahead, so Ghost Killer has caught Chris in 3 laps like I predicted. He still needs to pass him, and then he's got to make up another 1.5 seconds and pass S&P in the last 3 laps here. If he had, so we see Ghost Killer looking up the inside. It's this big hairpin. Lots of crashes there in various forms of motorsport, either MotoGP, Formula 1. Chris defends and they get through safely. I think if I was Ghost Killer, the best place to pass here is into turn 1, either the outside or the inside. So you just want to stay about 2/10, 3/10 behind onto the main straight.
So this is probably one of the corners, is the last corners where the soft really gives you an advantage of, over the mediums.
Definitely. Ghost Killer not really making any ground on Chris that time. I think he was just a little bit slow on exit there. The gap went from 0.3 to 0.5. You need to be right up on the gearbox there to get through. So we'll just quickly go look. Brunavane, as we switch back, is passing OJ on the cutback on turn 1-2. So that's a soft medium battle that we're speaking about. He's still sitting right behind Stignator. He's got Manny, and Hollywood's now caught up to this pack. So Hollywood in the current relegation zone, but you're still Super Manny and Stignator at risk. That Ferrari front end looks quite banged up there on Hollywood. See Manny having a bit of dancing again. Hollywood goes up into 11th. Manny into the relegation spot, but I don't think Hollywood's done there yet. Let's see Fiss in his Batman car that was in 3rd place early on, all the way down in 13th. I think he pitted about 3 laps too early because his front left is dead and he's still got 2 laps to go. He's got RBS.
It's going to be
his pace isn't bad. I mean, he's been doing 45s. I think he might have. I wonder if he's. No, he didn't pit. He just had a 47 and a 46 in there. A couple slow laps, maybe it was traffic or penalties or something. But Fiss has done 16 laps on these tyres already. So that's a battle for 13th, 14th. Let's go back forward. Manny dropping off the pack. Hollywood now 3/10 off Steele, who's got a half-second penalty. Stignator saying, I want the inside. Trying to break the toe, but he picks his line down the straight. There we have Hollywood going past Steele. Looking. Well, Steele went, I don't know if he was defending or looking at Stignator, but he seemed to come across there quite late. He's got a half-a-second penalty still. Let's go. OJ's trying to stay in Branivane's slipstream and get pulled away from that pack behind. Seems to be working. Chris is now down to 6. Ghost Killer has passed him. We saw them battling just now. Ghost Killer still has 3 seconds now to S&P. So S&P's in the 44s, 45 for Ghost Killer last time, 47 for Chris. Not enjoying those mediums. I think he might also be saving fuel because his fuel light's flashing. Same with S&P. I see more lag from Manny. Hollywood very small. Kendall. Gran to Kalen's down to 5.7, but I think Kalen's just bringing it home safely last lap. Levi 17 seconds in the lead. We're going to have to just find a way to give him a 15-second penalty to make it interesting next race. Man's on form at the moment.
Either that or give him a 200 kilogram ballast.
There we go.
Hopefully no one runs out of fuel on the last lap.
Yeah, I saw quite a few. S&P's low. Ron's a little bit low. Ron's got a half-second penalty. He's also made a mistake somewhere because he lost a second or so to Kalen. Probably where he got that penalty. I know if you drifted out wide coming out of turn 2, you lost it. Like lets you, it just keeps taking you wider. You lose time and then you still get a half-second penalty for it just before you come up under the bridge out of turn 3. Let's see. Yeah, I think they all should make it round only half a lap, but they judge their fuel to the limit there. Let's go to the front. Levi 17 seconds ahead, taking the last 2 turns. So it's right on board. So on the mediums, he's been in the 43s the whole way until the last lap, which was a 44.0. He comes across to take the flag with another 43.3. So well done, Levi. Let's see, Kalen with his McLaren. Great job by the podium. Levi, Kalen, Pace, and SBR Ron. Kalen mid 43s. Ron taking 3rd place. S&P's 15 seconds behind, but he's managed to put a gap, keep that out of that 3 seconds he had in Ghost Killer. He's kept 1 second of it, 1.5, so he'll hang on for 4th place. I think Ghost Killer lost a bit of time battling with Chris. Chris comes home to take 6th. Branivane just manages to hold off OJ. Stignator looks like he's going to hold on for 9th. Hollywood 10th. Steele 11th. Steele dropped back there, but at the end on his very dead softs. Manny 12th place. RBS 13th. We're going to have Fis on his non-existent tyres, coming across 53 second lap, but he's just manages to stay ahead of Josh. It's a wrap. Driver of the day?
Definitely, my vote's gonna go to Ron. He did a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that Formula 1 driver of the day where they vote for the guy that you didn't expect. When Verstappen wins by 30 seconds, I'm gonna say Levi driver of the day for the dominant win, but also very close driver of the day for Ron, and then a shout out to Chris. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Kendall says, can we have normal racing next week, GR3 and GR4s?
I think, if I remember, it's Sardigno B and GR4 for next week.
So you got your wish, Kendall.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll have to make it something like the Sirocco front-wheel drive just for Uncle Ken.
Definitely. He'll like that for sure.
I gave them that vote in race 3, and then no one picked it. I wanted to give Uncle Ken front wheel drive. We said Polo Cup and all front wheel drive option, and no one voted for it. So maybe we'll try and rig it for him this time again. Give him his favourite car. No rain.
Oh no, we want rain. We want monsoon weather.
Good news, Ken. There's no rain at Sardinia available. So shout for joining me, Donnie. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Shout to the people that put up with watching us while they're listening to us watching the racing. And we shall see you all next week. I'll try to get the race settings out by 5 tomorrow. For a change, I actually haven't done them yet, but I know what I'm planning, so that's all good. We'll do it quickly in the afternoon and then share it.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Catch you guys next week.
Cool.